Hi, everybody. My name is Eamon, and welcome to today's Pat Monk Presents podcast. I do have Rabiah on our call today from TreeShare. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks, Eamon. I'm glad to be here. Thanks so much.
Great having you on. Great having you on. So for those that maybe haven't heard about TreeShare and why is that you do, maybe feel free to give a quick insight or an overview of what TreeShare is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. So TreeShare is an Adobe Solutions partner. We focus on Adobe Experience Cloud development. So if you think of something like Adobe Experience Manager, which has an assets side and a sites side, that's your content management system that Adobe has. So we focus development on that. And then we have like Adobe Target, Adobe Campaign, and Adobe Workfront, and there's others too, but basically everything that makes up the Experience Cloud, and a lot of great websites and great digital platforms are built using the Adobe products. And then we do also have a managed services team that is all qualified in AWS. They all have various certifications in AWS, and they can help do excellent work just on managing people's servers and helping them get the most out of them and optimize costs and things like that. So we have those two main focuses. And then we also can do other development, but those are our main focuses.
Okay, no, that sounds good. And with the kind of clients that you deal with, where do you find the main problems that you're able to help them with or solve?
Yeah, I mean, there's several types, but we'll have clients who just want to do a full redesign of their website, and that involves changing how the CMS is working for them, how AAM is working, and it could be adding new integrations with outside tools, or it could just be changing the way the author, the person who creates and puts the content on the website, changing the way they're doing things, changing the way content is used or the type of content they want to deliver. And it's just all different things. And then also changing the design. But when you want to do a redesign and you're just changing the look and feel, it can involve a lot more. So we do those kind of projects. And then a lot of them too are just people who have this tool that's really powerful somewhere in Adobe Experience Cloud, one or more of those tools, but they are not doing what they can with it. And so it's kind of, I mean, a lot of people like to talk about it's like having a Ferrari when you just need a Fiesta or something, and so we can teach them what to do with the Ferrari and how to get the most out of it and do the development needed to then empower them and enable them to scale. So those are the two main types of things.
Very good. I like that analogy. Ferrari. So, with this, like, what kind of industries do you mainly, deal with when you're doing stuff like this?
Yeah, so pharmaceutical, that's a big one. And then you have e-commerce, so different retail e-commerce. We joke a little bit about how we become experts in the budget hotel market. I was on a project for years because I was a project manager before I was the marketing manager. So I was on the delivery side, but I was on a hotels project for the first, I think, 3 years. I worked for TreeShare, but so hospitality industry, but it's all over. And then some just also manufacturing, because everybody needs to have a website, or everyone needs to have a lot of assets. I mean, that's the most interesting thing, is when you're dealing with thousands and thousands of assets, meaning images and PDFs and things like that. It's really cool.
And like when you mentioned there about having a website, I mean, how important is your website in generating new clients?
Ours, I think it's very important. We're definitely in the last year have been trying to change the tone a little bit. We've grown up a little bit since we were founded, and I think that our stories evolved over time, and we have a better story to tell than we did when we first started out, because we've done amazing work for a lot of clients. And so our website really is important, because if you just hear the name TreeShare, that doesn't really tell you anything about what we do. And then if you're new to AEM or any Adobe Experience Cloud products, you might not even know much about them, or maybe someone's looking for a new CMS and they don't know what to do. So I think the website's really important because it's informing people of who we are, who are individuals on our team, but also who we are as a company, and then also what tools we're experts at. And so various aspects of the site do that. And I've been updating the content a lot, along with the person who works with me, and then the sales team and client facing people, but just to tell the story about projects we do, but also tell more about our services and what they can expect when they work with us. I think that's so important as a consulting company, letting people know what to expect when you work with us, so they're not surprised once they start.
Yeah, no, that's good. And you're talking a little bit about client-facing people. I believe that you're going to some big conferences, Adobe, in the US later in
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah. So it's really exciting because Adobe has this great event called Adobe Summit, and they do one in the US and one in EMEA. And so we're going to be at both. So the US one will be just imminently, it's in the end of March. And then the
Mhm.
EMEA one, we have a team coming to, and including myself, some salespeople, also our director of technology is coming over for it. And I'm really excited to get to work with him there, but that's going to be in London at the
Mhm.
beginning of June. So it's really exciting because we'll get to see Adobe people, we'll get to learn what things are coming up or just get different perspectives on technologies that we're using and get to meet up with some clients too. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds good. So
Yeah.
both sides of the pond, so in the US and in London. So
Yeah.
very good, very good. So, I mean, with this as well, just to switch things a little bit and maybe talk about you, Rabiah, as a leader within marketing. I mean, what keeps you busy on a day-to-day basis,
Mhm.
at TreeShare?
Yeah, it's funny because when I worked on projects, I knew what was keeping me busy. It was keeping everyone else busy. But now I'm keeping myself busy. But basically, a lot of it's just planning the content, planning what we're going to be talking about, looking at what's going on in the industry or within Adobe's project products too, and what we want to comment on. So like the blog keeps me really busy because a lot of times I'll write articles and work with the developer or work with someone else on our team to add more of the really technical detail. And we try to inform people about our perspective, but inform people of how to do things too, just to, show them, hey, we're here, we can help you. Here's a little bit of how we can help. So I'm busy with that kind of thing. And then a lot of planning. I mean, marketing is a lot of planning. And then just making sure content's correct and updated because things change in technology. And so you want to make sure you're staying on top of that and putting the
Mhm.
most recent information on the website. And then, we do emails. So planning those and doing the content, and making sure they're interesting and relevant because you don't want to just send an email saying, hey, just reminding you we're here, but say nothing else. It's a bit boring for everyone. And we have a webinar series that we've created called Evolve with TreeShare. We used to do an in-person conference that
Mhm.
called Evolve, and now we've turned it into a webinar. And so that actually takes time just to put together, and we're trying to make it fun and interactive, kind of like this chat, not a
Mhm.
presentation. If we were doing PowerPoints right now, no one would know what we're doing on a podcast. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they'd be like,
so
yay, another PowerPoint presentation.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then a big part too is analyzing data, looking at, okay, we made this change to the site, or we did this email campaign, or social media. I mean, you have to track everything, trying to do more video content, but then seeing what's working and what's not. And that all takes time of a marketer, I'd say.
No, definitely. And I mean, like with any kind of marketing, it's not just emailing people, it's just adding that value.
Yeah.
So key. So, now that we're coming towards the end of our podcast, I would like to, kind of switch things around a bit and maybe go
Sure.
into rapid fire questions if you're ready.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. So what was the last book you read?
Oh gosh, you're asking me if I read, basically. I was reading A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, which is really it's
Oh,
taken me a long time because it's a difficult book to read, partly because I have to like go, oh, am I going to be able to apply this knowledge or just ignore it and live how I'm living?
yeah, I've read other books by Edgar, and they're very, you have to read some lines 2 or 3 times because it's
Exactly.
very enlightening. So also, at TreeShare, what's maybe one thing that you're super focused on at the moment that's, taking up a lot of time that you're excited about?
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Adobe acquired Workfront. It's this a process management and kind of workflow management tool that helps companies and creative teams manage basically, like if you think about from the creative brief all the way through the delivery of the asset, for example, if it's an image or something. And so we've been working a lot on just understanding that tool more. And we have someone who's working on our team now who focuses on Workfront. So a lot of the marketing around that, and that's pretty exciting. And then one thing that probably by the time this podcast comes out, we'll have out is like a series of articles on AI and how AI can be used with Adobe Experience Manager AEM. And that's pretty exciting. So those kind of things, and staying up on the new stuff is keeping me pretty busy and keeping us busy.
Yeah, no, I bet. And definitely AI is a whole lot of,
It's, yeah, I understand it
everything.
way more. Like my artificial intelligence about AI is a little less artificial now. I know a lot more than I thought I would. So yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. And let's say if you're starting all over again, day one at Reshare, I mean, what advice would you give to yourself if you could give yourself advice? What would you do differently or anything like that?
Yeah, it's funny because I mean, when I started out, I was in a different role. But if I just even looked at day one of my marketing role, I would just tell myself that I've proven that I can learn before, and I've proven that I'm capable of doing almost any task that's been given to me. So just to be more sure of myself, because I was definitely unsure in a way that was uncomfortable for a while. And so I would just tell myself, be more sure of yourself at the start.
Perfect. Great, great answer. So with this, because we're coming to the end here, I'd like to give you the last word. So if people who are listening into this, they forgot everything that we just talked about in relation to TreeShare, what would you like if they were to only remember one thing? What would that be?
Yeah, if you are wondering how you can get something done from a technical perspective and you need some help, you have someone to reach out to, it's info@3sharecorp.com. Or if you even just want to, you liked me and you just want to chat with me about like some advice on your career or something, you can reach me there too.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And that is it for today's episode. Hopefully you got a lot of value. Thank you so much for Rabiah for sharing that. And see everybody on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you.